Hey guys, how are you guys doing? It's Ada. Almost. I'm thinking of something fun to start my channel with. It's your favorite girl here, Ada. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you're an existing subscriber, welcome once again. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my boarding school experiences. So, without further ado, let's dive right into this video. So guys, we all know the story about Sylvester, who passed away as a result of bullying from students in his school, because that was what happened. May his soul rest in peace. Now, moving on to me. So, in secondary school, I was a day student from just 1 through SS1. Everyone in my house, except the last one, attended Federal Government College, Malali, Kaduna. So when I got to SS1, my parents were like, okay, so it's time for you to go to Federal Government College. And then I started school there. Got to SS2, my parents said, okay, you have to leave home and then you have to move to the boarding house. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I think we paid 5,300 then as a bother. It was dirt cheap. Federal Government College. And you know, the feeding was pretty okay. We had special foods during special occasions, like maybe during Easter or just Independence Day. All the special holidays, they will prepare special food for us and give us big chicken and rice, just special food basically. So SS2, I would never forget what I did. Never. Everyone was so crazy about Volta House, so I ended up in Volta House. My drawer opened again. Please ignore my drawer. It's so distracting being open. I have to go closer. Okay, yeah, I ended up in Volta House. You buy your brooms, buy your hose, buy your cutlass. My parents brought me to school and it was cool. When I was a day student, I had friends, I talked to people. Actually, I wasn't a very social person in school. So I didn't really interact with a lot of people, which made my stay in boarding house a little bit difficult. Yeah. I had a really good friend called Amanda in school. She was a boarder. She started from SS1. She started being a boarder from SS1. So I was like, okay, maybe my stay in boarding house wouldn't be so difficult after all. But honestly, that didn't really mean anything. Like, it actually did not change anything. So I go to boarding house and then the first thing is like, oh, when we were in SS1, you didn't suffer with us, and so you're not allowed to punish any boarder, you're not allowed to punish any student because you didn't suffer with us when we were in SS1. That was the thing. So it was like, okay, like, what is going on? And like, all right, no problem. Well, boarding school was boarding school as usual. It's like wherever I go to, you know, schools I went to, teachers tended to like me. My teachers usually liked me, a lot of them. I don't know why, but I kind of had this favor in the eyes of teachers, which was nice because it really did favor me a lot. So my house mistress liked me. So I got a bed space, and then later on someone else took that space because they're like, hey, I want this space. You weren't here, you just came, so you have to wait for other people. Like, dude, like, it was so annoying. I was like, God, what is this? Like, I would have just stayed at home. I wouldn't have become a bother. So I think I shared bed, even though they didn't allow that, but I didn't have a space. I didn't have a bunk. What was I supposed to do? So I shared a bed space with Amanda and Chamaka. For as long as I could, I don't exactly remember for how long, but I remembered that I did share bed space with them. So as a day student, I used to buy Ghana buns and Sans yogurt. I'll never forget. So when I became a butter, they'd give me money. You know, I kind of had to start saving, not spend much, because I'll get provision from home, Gary, milk and all of that. And people who don't have those things, when you're taking yours, you have to call everybody to join. I was like, what in the absolute H is going on? Like, you're eating stuff, right? I have 3 Ghana buns. By the time I call everyone to join me, and they're gonna come, they are gonna come. When you say, hey, come join me, everyone is gonna take all your stuff and you have just like half to yourself. That's what happens. So people were like, they called me, you know, stingy, that I didn't used to share my Ghana buns. I'll buy 3 13-hour Ghana buns that will last me from morning through afternoon. They expect me to call them and be like, hey, come and join me. And then you have to give, let's say you buy 15-hour, right? You're gonna have to give everyone one. And like 5 people are gonna join you and you have to give them 1. Well, I didn't mind. Sometimes I called, sometimes I didn't. So when I got to boarding house, I was by myself. So I didn't really like to relate with anyone except Amanda and Umaira, my very good friend then. And maybe Amina too. Yeah. So it was difficult because people were like, she's stingy, that I'll buy Ghana buns and I'm not gonna share with everybody. I'm like, dude, I don't go to the kiosk to buy for everyone. And when people buy, I don't eat, not because I don't want them to ask me, but because, I mean, have some regard, right? If everyone takes from what they're eating, what's gonna be left for them? You know, that kind of thing. So people apparently didn't like me because of that. And also, God, I was bullied in school because I did not suffer with them in SS1. I mean, it's really crazy, but that's what they say, because I didn't fetch water for seniors, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It was crazy and absolutely ridiculous. I mean, now that I think about it, normally juniors could help you fetch water, but I had to fetch water myself. It was crazy, but I really didn't mind. I still remember when prefects were supposed to be chosen. I was actually supposed to become the library prefect. But guess why I didn't? It's because I didn't become a boarder in SS1. They're like, oh, why do I have to become a library prefect? I'm telling you guys, teachers like me, people like me, but my mates did not like me. People had various reasons. I'm unsure if it's envy, jealousy, that kind of, you know, fueled everything, but it's just absolutely completely insane. I really didn't like boarding school. SS2, SS3, I did not. I was just, oh God, when are we gonna graduate? When are we gonna leave? And, you know, people didn't like me. People didn't like me. And once I graduated from senior secondary school, I was like, screw everyone. I absolutely do not care about anyone. Like, I tried to please people, but once I left, I was like, I'm done with that. Like, that is not happening ever. I'm gonna do my thing. And if you don't care, if you have a problem with it, like, you can absolutely piss off. Like, I do not care. So I was pretty much bullied in, I mean, saying this now, I still can't believe that happened. But I think it's because I was a really quiet person and I didn't talk much. So I can't say that my experience through senior secondary school was an enjoyable one for me, because honestly, my friends couldn't help me. Amanda couldn't help me. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And I think that kind of shaped me into the person I am today. I'm not going to focus so much on that,